Question we're going to focus on first is how smart is the card community?
What is one of the worst decisions you can make in sports cards? That's right, open a wax. We're going to do it. Here we go.
You know, it's tough times. Not everyone could save. According to a recent survey by Go Banking Rates, less than half Americans have $500 in savings. Less than 60% have $1,000 in savings. It just shows that if people are buying sports card, a lot of it's off debt, a lot of it's off money maybe they shouldn't be spending on that. If you're on that list, then yeah, maybe it's not talked about enough. You hear cards could be an investment. Done right, sure. I mean, done right. But if we look at the S&P 500 over the past 5 years, it's doubled. It's supposed to take 7 to 10 years. And in the past 5 years, the S&P 500 has doubled your money. You can't say that with many cards over the past 5 years. There was this big boom in 2019, 2020. It lasted up until 2021, maybe 2022. And then since then, cards have basically trended down. We'll also look at crypto. So crypto is another avenue you can put your money. Is it higher risk than a stock or a savings account or a retirement fund? Of course, but people have saw a nice return on Bitcoin back in 2019. If you had put $1,000 into Bitcoin today, it'd be just over $8,000. You just don't see that in sports cards right now. And there is other places to put your money. And what any investor would say is to diversify. Have some here, have some here, have a little there. And hopefully one of those diversified in your portfolio just skyrockets and you make some money. But it's a little risky to have it all in one place. And if you're just into cards, you should think twice. And if you don't have some money in your savings, you should put some there before you buy your next box or next single. We're looking at Tesla. Tesla, if you had put 10 grand 5 years ago, it'd be worth 138,000 today. So if you put 1,000, the number I'm using, you'd have just over 13,000. Now I'm choosing things that have gone up, but Bitcoin's been very speculative. It's been all over. Crypto's, been the talk of the town. Tesla again. We can look at some other companies. Overall, the S&P 500 represents a stock market, and again, in the past 5 years, it's doubled. Now, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not even a finance guy. I'm a teacher. I have a master's in education. But I'm just talking about things that aren't talked about. The collectible market has hurt since COVID. The Funko Pops, here we have an article done last year. Over 30 million worth of Funkos are being dumped. That sounds like something out of sports cards from the 60s, maybe 50s. Where Topps just dumped a bunch of them because there was too much and not selling. And Funko Pop prices may be dropping. We'll look at this post 5 months ago. Funko Pops might be dropping for a few reasons: supply and demand. As more people sell off their collections, the more supply than demand. Plus, with Funko constantly releasing new figures, collectors might prioritize newer Pops over older ones, leading to lower prices on secondary market, also conditions and blah, blah, blah. Sounds familiar. I mean, it sounds familiar. So it's not just sports cards that are seeing this. Even sneakers have seen a hit. The shoe market, the collapse of the shoe resale market may be my favorite thing about the second half of 2023. Every shoe I want to wear is retail or under. So even sneakers hit a big peak and a boom. Funko Pops were huge. And the collectible market's just seeing a drop-off with inflation. Less people have a ton of money the further we're removed from COVID and people sitting at home. I also would make an argument that because the card market and prices haven't done all that great, that it's affected some of the card content channels that were doing better. I have fallen off on sports card radio. There was a time I was watching them, and it makes sense their viewership has fallen because I'm one of their viewers. And I'm not saying it's like fallen tremendously, but clearly, I mean, they were making 2 to 4 videos a week, and now they're making less than 2 to 4 videos a month. In the past, 4 months, they have 6 videos in 4 months. I didn't realize that. I went to their channel to check it out, see what was going on. I know they go live every week. I'm not interested in that, and I wanted to just see what they were doing here. And yeah, they've slowed down on video production just because the audience isn't quite there as it was. We have someone who I think is great, sports card investor, baseball card collector, investor, dealer. We got football going on. I'm taking a quick break to shoot this. Loving NFL Sunday. Even his views have gone tremendously down, and he was growing. The growth has kind of stopped. He's pivoting to do some of these Hall of Fame videos. I'm glad he's trying to pivot and not just call it quits or anything. He's trying to see what's going to work and what's not and what he enjoys making. But it's clear that some of these, even the bigger channels, sports card wise, are deciding, hey, how can we, it's a balance. What are we going to make? What are we not going to make? And it just feels like the audience has slowed down, and somewhat because card prices have come way down. Huge pivot. Magic the Gathering had a huge story last week where 4 big cards got banned. Commander is one style of playing. It's very popular because it's social. It's still competitive, but it's highly social. I don't play Magic. I had a stint in it, when I was younger as a kid. I like it. I think it's cool. It's time consuming. You throw money at it. It would be fun to have a social life around it. But these 4 cards, including the Jeweled Lotus, got banned. And it was a huge deal in the community because the Jeweled Lotus and some of these other cards were like, they're powerful cards in Commander. They were chase hits. They were reprinted in a lot of this new product. And that's what people were buying the product for, was these were some of the big hit cards. And so because you can no longer play with them, the value goes down. You had also a lot of pissed off customers that, or players. And very interesting follow, something you can go find plenty of YouTube content on it. Magic the Gathering content also has, fizzled over the years, or not fizzled, but trended downwards. This was a huge spike. It took something like this to really, a lot of content around it, a lot of content being watched about it. But it is interesting. It's too bad, and it's something really we don't have to worry about in the sports card market. We don't play with these cards. It's not a game. In the blink of an eye, after these things were banned out of nowhere, it was not a light decision. This is something that they talk about for over a year, and I've heard speculation the only reason they ban these is because more powerful cards are coming out. I know this is not our realm, but I thought it was interesting enough to share.
Maybe I need to stop. Yeah, but I never gonna stop.
We're gonna finish with the Tim Duncan. I've paid attention to this card for 5-10 years. And I feel like the PSA 10 Tim Duncan, there's only 2,000, a little bit over in that grade. It should baseline at 100. If this card isn't worth 100, then the current rookie cards players, their futures look very grim. So this card, he has 4 NBA championships. Is it 4 or 5? Did he end up winning 5? I think he might have won 5. Players don't have numbers like this. He was the leader of these teams. He played for one team. In history, as people look back to collect, that's what you look to collect. And so you can find his card between $50 to $80. And to me, that's under the baseline where most singles, at least in basketball, are. I think a lot of people got burned on singles and basketball in general through the boom. Vintage baseball did a bit better, or baseball in general. It didn't quite. Anyways, I don't know this. I'm speculating here, but the fact is I feel like singles are a value right now, or at least at baseline market, and you can see previous this car was selling between $50, $60. It's currently at the last couple sales are $78. I assume it finds its home closer to $60. But I'm gonna keep following this card. I'd expect it to tick up closer to 100. And then again, as if anyone wants these cards of today to be worth anything, why would they be if we're looking backwards? And the Hall of Fame best players, top 20 player all time. I mean, because of those championships, his name is way ahead of Kevin Garnett in my book. It's not a question because of what Duncan did as a always in the playoffs, always the number one, didn't go join a super team, and he won 5 titles there. So again, this is a card I kind of look at to base where we are. And it definitely found itself over $100 during the boom, and currently now sitting at between, $50 and $80. And we'll just keep paying attention to it to give us an idea of where at least the basketball market is and what it's looking like. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe if you have not. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.
That guy in a little coat. Who told you you can eat my cookies?
You're killing me, Smalls.
Shut up!
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.